Okay. It's Thursday afternoon. We're in Kingston. It's a beautiful day. We have a beautiful view, and we're with Garnet Silk. Garnet, thank you for doing the interview.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
All right. First, we're going to cover some basics, okay? Some personal items. First of all, two questions. Garnet Silk, that's your stage name?
Yes, Garnet Silk is my stage
And
name.
your birth name is?
Garnet D. Smith.
Okay. D for?
Day man, like broad daylight.
Okay. And a big question is, Garnet spelled with one T
One
or
T.
two? One T. Did
One
you
T.
hear that?
Everybody spells it with
Including me.
Yeah.
So you see, I did it right here. Okay, we've got the official word now.
If one T can do it, what are you using two?
True.
Yes.
True. So that makes you what, about 27, right? So
Yeah.
you were born where and when?
I was born in Manchester, Hatfield. No, beg your pardon. I spent so much time in Hatfield, I forgot that I was born in Brumelia, Mandeville.
Bramelia?
But the same year, Brumelia.
Bramelia.
Yeah. But the same year that I was born, I went to live in Hatfield, the borderline Hatfield and Greenvale. So I always see myself as a Greenvale and Hatfield youth. That's why
Because you went there from
you were from the same year that I born.
Oh, okay,
you know?
okay. All right, that makes sense. Are there any musicians or singers in your family?
Otherwise.
Like parents, brothers, sisters?
Well, my mother is definitely a singer, but she never used it as a profession, you know.
But she sang in what, choir or just
She
around the
used
house?
to sing when she used to go to school. She tell me that she used to sing and then, you know,
Does she still sing?
and dance. Well, she sing at home.
Okay.
And she sing well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but yeah, mom, I have some little brother I can sing to. Them a boss out yet. Still.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I don't want to lie to you. I don't really know. I know I have a lot. I know about 30 of them, brothers and sisters. That,
30.
My father was a very fruitful man.
Yes, I guess so. I can't imagine. And I know, I won't even say the obvious. So. All right, where did you go to school?
Hatfield, all age.
And what were some of your favorite subjects?
Well, to tell you the truth, you know, this might so ridiculous. Okay. I never really have no favorite subject. Never liked school.
You never liked school?
But the little time we went to school, we did well still, you know.
So you just went to the elementary? Did you go beyond elementary?
I leave school before all the time, you know. I leave school at the age of 14, you know.
So you had...
But I guess we learned the basics, you know. Learn to read and write well, and we can do mathematics.
Okay, that's got you this far.
That's it.
What about sports?
Sports, because I used to love football, but I love to play it more than I love to watch it.
Okay, and did you play it as a youth?
I played, yeah man, I played.
You still play now?
Yeah man, at home though, not you know, wide, you know.
Yeah, with your friends and things.
And family,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Were you popular as a youth?
As a youth?
Yeah, in school. Were you like...
Yeah man, cause from me a little youth, man, you know, me I sing and DJ, so I guess that make, you know, cause a vibe, you know.
Yeah, that was one of my questions.
Yeah.
Did you write then? Did you like to write lyrics?
Yeah man, from time to time I write my own songs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah man, from I was a little boy. Before me can spell and spell some of the words properly, I write. But sure me I write it, we don't understand what me I write, you know.
What were you writing? What were you writing in those days? Were you writing what you considered lyrics, or was it poetry, or was it a short story, or was it...
I'm an understand lyric man, you know.
Did you look at it as lyrics, or did you look at it as poems?
Then, well, I want to tell you, them come hand in hand, you know, because to the farm where I'm writing, it is poetical, poetic, you know? So it's a song in a poetical form.
Yeah. So even when you were a youth, you looked at it more though as lyrics.
Yeah man.
Okay.
Yeah man.
All right.
Yeah man.
What kind of music did you listen to while you were growing up?
Like Bob Marley and Burning Spear and from a little youth, I love the people that deal with the music on a moral aspect. You know?
Okay. Did you want to be a performer as a child? Did you have dreams of growing up?
Yeah man, I dream it man.
Right.
Dream it, Jano.
Very good.
Yeah. So I guess I did see where my head from an early stage.
When did you decide that you wanted to be a performer? How old were you when you decided that okay, this is what I want?
I started doing it from when I was 12.
From 12.
Yeah, man. I guess I knew that was what I wanted before I even started.
Were you encouraged?
Yeah, man. My friends.
Your friends encouraged you
Yeah,
to
man.
go on and...
Yes.
All right.
Friends and family.
Were you a singer or a DJ, or you did both?
Both.
Well, what was the event or the place that you went and you did your first?
The first performance in a crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a place in Hatfield.
Okay.
Called Channel One Club. Yeah, that's what that was the name.
Was it a dance?
Yeah, it was a dance.
And do you remember the year?
I remember that it was Ash Wednesday. I was 12.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that
I
must
was
have
12 that
been
month.
78.
Yeah.
In 78,
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
How did you get the gig? How did they say? They just come to you and say, Garnet, come sing at our dance? Or did you go to
my
them?
friend and I, yeah, man. You don't know. My friend them got to dance. So through them know me as a little DJ and they believe in me and thing. Them went and asked the sound man to get the mic and thing, but the sound man hesitated because him check says, no wonder you come check say him sound is a joke thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my youth, them are some revolutionary kind of youth now, insist because them believe in them boy and they decide so them boy have to touch it to prove himself tonight. So them kind of body him up and they get the mic and.
So you actually went there not even
when
scheduled to perform,
no,
you just went and did
when
it?
I get started, man, it's like the sound man actually disappointed that he never touch it from first, and then we start DJing and then his sound from them time the song called Soul Remembrance. So that's where it started.
What's it called?
Soul Remembrance. It was the name of the song was called Soul Remembrance.
Soul Remembrance. Okay. Do you remember the selector?
It was the owner of the sound, same one, Teddy Icklins.
All right, so we're looking at 78. All right, I know what I wanted to ask you. The songs that you wrote as a youth, or the lyrics that you wrote, what was the content of it? What was your message then back in 78 at 12?
It was the same thing, man, to acknowledge Jah and serve Him in spirit and truth.
So even then,
yeah, man.
You
in my
referred to
own
him
little
as
way,
Jah,
I
or
wanted
did you
to.
refer to him as
Yeah,
God?
man. Jah.
Jah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Said we,
All right. Because you'd been listening to Bob and Spear. All right. Makes
and
sense
natural
to me.
inspiration came too differently. You can't remember Jah.
All right.
Have the power to do as He's pleased.
Very good. Now, so your first performance was in 78, and your first recording?
Was in 1984, 85.
And that was?
I recorded songs from 84, but the first release I had was in 85. The song was called Problem Everywhere.
Okay. And those were conscious, thought-provoking?
Yeah, man. In my own little way.
How did it do?
Well, in Jamaica and even a little part of New York, and actually both out them time.
Who was the producer?
Delroy Collins, alias Calo.
What was, now we're moving a little bit forward, and what was your first big hit that you had, that you would consider?
My first big hit?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's growing, start doing things from the overseas and things, but I think Hello Africa is really the first big hit. If what you regard as big is what I regard as big, I think it would be Hello Africa.
Okay.
Out of all the songs. I have songs before that did well, but comparing now all the songs, I think that Hello Africa would be the biggest.
All right.
And the first.
And when was that? That was what, 90, 92? 91?
91, 92, I think,
92.
Early 92.
Okay.
Am I right or am I right? I think it's early 92.
And who was that produced by?
Richard Bell. Bobo.
Bello.
Yeah, Bello.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Star Child.
Yeah, Star Trek and the Wicked, really. Name some of the other producers that you worked with.
King Jammies. Bobby Digital. Jack Scorpio. Bello. Steely and Cleveland. Jermaine.
Did you ever do anything with Sly and Robbie?
Yes. Sly and Robbie.
Well, that's all the big ones, right? A pretty good group of them.
Yeah.
And do you have...
Courtney Cole.
Oh,
Can't forget Courtney
Rooftop,
Cole.
yeah.
Yeah, why you put that, Can't forget Courtney Cole.
Okay.
See it?
Yeah, nice
never
guy.
forget Courtney Cole.
Do you have one that you consider a favorite? Not necessarily as a person, but as a producer who's able to bring out your style?
Oh, you mean one of the producers as favorite?
One that you found was the easiest or
to deal with.
yeah, and brought you out in the studio?
Well, alright. I love the relationship with me and Courtney Cola, like a brotherly vibe. And Bobby Digital, I'm a bona fide.
Okay.
See?
Good.
Yeah, man, Bobby Digital, I'm a bona fide.
All right.
And Bello is a brother.
Yeah. So those are the ones that you feel were ably, they could properly execute your sound, right? Okay. Okay, but now on the flip side, we have dancehall music. What is your definition of dancehall music?
It depends on what you regard as dancehall music.
Well, let's look at what the labels regard as dancehall music. The sort of a computerized sound with more of a DJ as opposed to a singer.
Okay, I believe in originality at its best. And speaking of lyrical content now, I believe in conscious and pureness, pure and consciousness.
So what are your feelings about the current trend? What's your feelings about the current trend of dancehall music, the direction that dancehall is going? Because I know that you come from the dancehall, and I know Tony comes from the dancehall, and it's just a different vibe. That's not the dancehall that people seem to want.
All right, I can show you a vibe now. I never got to talk about dancehall. I got to talk about reggae now. As I say in one of the songs, music is the rod and the arm Moses, leading God's children to the promised land or in the paths of righteousness. And therefore, it's better you want reggae to go and go because God's music, no matter how it seems to be.
But then it seems that man has something to do with this now, because when it comes to record labels and this kind of thing, they kind of take over the rod now and say, well, this is what we want to
No,
give
they
to
take
people.
over. They might try. They might put up obstacles. But Jah will and shall prevail. Nothing can stop it. Jah is just patience and faith.
Do you feel that this too shall pass and we'll get away from the sex and the guns and the violence that's in a lot of reggae today?
Righteousness exalted the nation, man, and Jah loving people and loving music, man. So therefore, if it's the music, we lead them. Jah gonna make the right music play. See? No matter what it seems, as I said.
What would you like to change or see changed, and how can it be done? What can we do to help bring the music back to the original message?
I would say fret not yourself because of evildoers. Yet a little while and they shall be no more. Because man, I will kill themselves in this time. Your work shall be evidence. Jah teach us the consequences. Jah give us our free agencies and teach us the consequences. So a guy will get a pay according to his work. So if you live by Jah, live by anything else and die by it. So we don't have to worry about that. Our wish and hope sometimes does not change what is happening. Then it's just Jah will, shall, and must be done. See, everybody doing their works. The evil man fulfilling prophecy, and the footstep of a good man is ordered by Jah. So fret not yourself. Just do your part and do it at your best. Do your best and Jah will do the rest.
Now let's talk about your success. Your mega success that began about 92, that you became in demand and everyone.
Yeah, I think 91, 92. Well, that's more 92 early.
It's 94 now, so we're looking at 2 years ago. Did the magnitude, the size, and the intensity of your popularity and how people embraced you, did that surprise you?
No, man, with the foresight, all of these things, we didn't know what is to come. Jah didn't kind of know aware so that it wouldn't surprise or frighten. Because what we see big is just, everything, most of the things that people are frightened and excited over still, we just take it to the calm, because we know we have to self about the moving by Jah, as we said before. The footstep of a good man is ordered by Jah. So when we take praise, we give all praises and thanks to the Almighty God, Jah Rastafari.
And this was your goal too, right? To become a performer that would deliver a message. So
yeah, man,
the fact that people embraced you didn't surprise you at all. No, you were prepared for it.
Yeah, man, we just encourage them to give God the praises and the thanks.
It didn't shake your foundation. It didn't destabilize you. It didn't.
No, we at all, no, man. Because we know it's not we, Only if you think it's you, then you may be frightened. And that people use and frighten themselves. Because I wonder, this is me and them know the fullness about themselves. But we know it is Jah. So it shouldn't surprise you to Jah. Things are possible.
Did you see yourself before the recognition that you received as the next big thing, the person to take Bob Marley, not Bob Marley's place, but you know what I mean as far as popularity, the one, did you see yourself in that role?
First of all, I never see myself as the next Bob Marley. I see Bob as the king for reggae and my brother, and we are sons of the same father. Bob done his work and Jah appoint me to do mine. But
let's say before
I might never really see myself as no other big thing like that. Because as I said before, I just one little thing in a side, in a Jah side. I'm a servant of Jah and the son. We just have to do what Jah order me for this day. So what Jah do is
But if he says, okay, Garnet, you're the next big thing in reggae music, then you just accept that.
We deal with lowliness, Rasta. We just little with self and big up Jah because Jah the highest. So we are servants, so we can't go like we are not servants. We are servants of Jah. We serve God and His people. So some see myself as a little youth, I do Jah work and Jah is the big guy. You know what I say, darling? You know what I say? See, so I just saw. Yeah, man.
So, but you're ready, willing, and able to assume the role, to fill the shoes, because this, I think,
what shoes?
As being the next big thing in reggae music.
Well, the shoes would have to be mine, because I'm not going to wear the same size shoes. I come with a special size. So just say. Say, live every hour.
A story I was trying to get to about, like when you had sort of retreated in the summer, was the story about His Imperial Majesty when he came to Jamaica in '66, and which was the year you were born, right? And that when
the same month.
The same month.
Yeah.
There we go. April. Right?
April. Yeah.
Okay. That when he came out of the plane, that he was so overwhelmed with the size of the crowd and the ray and the everything, that he was so surprised that he had to go back into the plane and sit down for a little bit.
There's no such thing, man. Not no surprise, Jah, man. Jah know all things before that.
No, but that's what happened. He went back.
But I have the cassette with it right now, and I can show you that there nothing like that. I have a video cassette with it right now that I can prove to you that he did not turn back.
Well, I have to believe you.
Yeah, no, but you don't have to believe me. You can know.
Well,
I have the cassette. See, sister?
Okay, I'll take that. Maybe
unless they never put the part up on the cassette. But
that's
if I follow what the cassette said, or
maybe I heard that like when he saw, or maybe he just did he sit there for a while on the ground?
No such thing, darling. He came out and salute the people.
As soon as the plane reached the ground.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll take your word for that. I would like to see that video. I've never seen
it.
Man. So let's forget that.
No, let's forget that. We can let the truth be known.
Okay.
Nothing surprised Jah, man. Jah know all things before it happened.
So he knew what he was coming into.
Of course, darling.
That's why he came here.
That's it.
Because look what's come from this island.
King of kings and Lord of lords, and the conqueror of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself, light of this world, God, Jah Rastafari. Listen, that's the first. I can't surprise Jah.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about the withdrawal from the public eye. Okay? Would you tell us, in your words, why it occurred the way it did? Why we had no official release? Why we had no official word from anyone? Why you withdrew for 6 months?
Well, I was very tired. I suffered a little exhaustion. You know, I was overworking and never realized that I was overdoing. You know what I said?
So he's just tired in the dark. Yeah, did he tell you 6 months of rest? Did he tell you that, or did you?
No, man. He just tell me to take enough rest. Let me just say, you mean I work without end, me have nothing to run down. And when Jah ready for me move, me can't do otherwise. So me just take enough rest. Okay. You know what I said?
Now, all of these shows, there were a lot of shows that were booked following July. Because I was there in New York. I was at your show. And I was there when you came off the stage. And you had a lot of people around you. A lot of people. And you looked like you were trying to find a way out.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was frightened because I never understand if I first mess up exhaustion. You know. So the kind of feeling when we get there, me I wonder, what kind of feeling this me wonder me I go, you know? So we get excited, and Chew is not a place I'm familiar with still. That's the only reason why we did miss Louis. I don't like they get half or me to read that or something. Come me feel like me drop to me, I tell me virgin, so who am I going to look like them frightened so. You know, when I did women, I kind of let me go. But whenever I got job, because it's just that it's a feeling when I used to some things, anything could happen. And then we go outside and sit on a car and ask them to bring up the vehicle coming about. Instead of bring it up now, we just walk to it, carry it down that place. Where maybe it was a one way, I didn't remember still. Yeah. So we just go to the car and then we go on emergency place. But when we go there, them never have no reason like them to leave me and them thing there. Them test my blood pressure and them thing there. They realize they're not really do me that.
Just so you did go to the hospital?
Yeah, but them only test my blood pressure.
Because I know some people called the hospitals the next day and there was no report of
no man, because them never, the only thing them do is take my blood pressure and them say me alright. Because by the time I reach out to me alright,
were
so
you
just go home and rest.
Were you okay before the show?
Before the show?
Yeah.
The
or
only
were you
thing,
still feeling...
The only thing we did tired. Because when I wake up and say time to go show, I wish we could have stayed at the bed. You know, so
because you came and you started to perform and you were like pacing.
Yeah.
You were pacing, you know, the stage. And I was trying to take your picture, right? And it was like very hard to catch you because you never stopped moving.
True,
you never stopped moving.
Yes, he's a tired man. I do so much work that he must affect him. We are human.
Okay, well that's good. That's good because being that I was there, I mean, I'm not always in New York, but I was at that show.
Because the thing is with me, you know, I'm very maybe emotional and sincere in whatever I'm doing. So it's like, it's that no, it's once music start playing and I get the vibe. But me, remember, I'm not both tired.
Yeah.
So some going to just do me when me feeling, I tell me if you do without the conscious, just saying that I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So I just simply that man.
Because I also heard it was the smoke machine bothered you.
Well, people pass them one assumption. People say me I take drugs, and that cause it. And people say me this, and people say that. But it's not. But the opinion of a man does not change the truth. I was tired.
Right. Okay.
You know.
Makes sense to me. When you had enough, you had enough. When your body says quit, you have to quit. Now let's talk a little bit about your record deal with the record company. Is it true that Big Beat said that your first submission was, quote, too cultural and they sent you back to the studio?
No, sir, it wasn't anything about no culture.
Another rumor, let's get rid of this one.
It's just some of the tracks maybe could have tightened. So we just had deal with it.
But it didn't have to do with the content of...
No, sir, they have the problem with the word. You know? No, sir. So because they know this artist for them signed before.
Right. That's what I'm hoping.
You know, yeah, they know. Yeah. They know who was and what we not change for nothing.
So what did they say they want from you? What do they expect from Garnet? So have they verbalized they want you to be you? They want you to
yeah, man, them love.
Sound,
them love Garnet for Garnet. That's why them signed Garnet.
The same time.
Yeah. And them knew then that Garnet wouldn't change for nothing.
Are they bringing in their own producers, or do you get to choose your own producers?
I choose producers.
Are you using various producers?
Yeah, various producers.
For the Atlantic project. Do you prefer, I mean, now that you've been through this major record company experience and are still going through it, would you say that you prefer to do the one-off hit productions with independent producers, or would you prefer being affiliated with the major company who wants more input, might restrict your artistic freedom in exchange for more distribution and exposure?
Then I don't think they want to touch the artistic vibe at all. I think them allow me to flow with my vibe. But we're listening to each other because each one have a, you know, it's like each one help one. So we're listening to each other and doing our best. You know, because all of us want the best. So we are doing what we know is best. The company and I working together as a team, and you know, so me love what me I do.
So the label thing is satisfying to you.
Yeah, man.
All right. Now, is there anything that you would like to say to the people who have waited a long time to hear from Garnet? So what do you have to say to the fans and people that love you and were worried about you? You know.
I want to tell him to fret not, because you never fail. And be patient. Trust in Jah and all things. Trust and seek Jah, and all things shall be added.
All
to
things
them,
shall be
added to them.
added.
And then must not listen to false rumors. Wait, and the same job that I'm asking them to seek will reveal the truth to them in due time. And erase negative vibe from out of their mind. Because Garnet, all of us make mistakes, but not all of us share the same mistakes. Garnet is definitely not a drug addict. They don't even drink bottle drinks. They don't smoke, period. You know? So and all of us, sometimes all of us falter.
Let people get to know.
Yeah, man, we all falter sometimes. But drugs is not one of my faults. See? And I am mad, but mad to the point of sanity.
I don't think anybody's ever called you mad. That I haven't heard.
Yeah,
I mean, you're mostly we've heard. Oh, he's a delightful person, and he has a great sense of humor, and you know, it's this kind of thing. So I never heard nobody call you mad. But mad to the point of sanity, I guess I am too. Then. All right, give thanks, Garnet.
Oh,
and all the best.
God bless you, man. One love, Celestia, and live, you know.